Yes, everybody, welcome back to the channel. Stephen Howson. Manchester United have just beaten Everton 3-1 to book our place in the next round of the FA Cup. And can we just talk about the form that Marcus Rashford is in? I did a video earlier today that's going out at some point over the weekend, just talking in pure depth about what Marcus has been through and how he's transformed it around. But I feel like I have to address it right now. Basically, look, I don't know if he's going to get the assist for the OG. On one hand, he should. On the other hand, I don't know if they do that. But you're looking at all three of United's goals, Marcus Rashford, tonight, aren't you? I mean, that's literally what you're looking at. You're looking at a kid that is on absolute fire at the moment. And I think he's playing with a midfield that's playing well, but he's playing with a forward line that's not really pulling up any trees for him at the moment. He's kind of out there doing it on his own. Antony Martial's below average. Antony got on the score sheet tonight, but I mean, it's been a better performance for him than the last two games, but it's still underwhelming. Marcus is literally carrying Manchester United at the moment, 5 in 5. I mean, I'd like to actually go back and have a look when this run started. It was just before the World Cup. He carried it right through the World Cup. There'll be a period where he's got like so many goals, so many assists per game that it'll be absolutely elite levels and elite numbers. Outside of that, bit of a shock again to see Shaw at centre half. I think he looks comfortable there though. Him 1v1 on the halfway line. I'm seeing some potential for clangers. It's not quite happened for us yet, but he seems to get sucked right in, right close to the guy that he's marking. And I think sometimes a clever centre-half allows that player to drop off. I'm talking when they get over the halfway line, you're talking 10, 15 yard. When the opposition's trying to play out, you don't need your centre-half to be there. You want him covering. Let a midfielder take that. I think he's getting drawn into that. It's not a criticism, really, more of something that he's not got experience in, and therefore he isn't going to have that knowledge of what to do in those sorts of positions. But I think that's something a better team, and certainly City, might try and exploit. But he's playing well at centre-half. He's playing better than I think anyone ever thought he could do at centre-half. And we're getting minutes into loads more people. Delo getting a start was good to see. I do think you'll probably see one of, if not both of, Eriksen and Casemiro rested for Tuesday night in the League Cup, and I think that'll be the correct thing to do. I think they need to be protected at all costs ahead of the derby and in the game coming up with Arsenal. I think looking at our opposition on Tuesday, expect it to be tough because that's just the way it goes, but I think anyone that plays for Manchester United's first team should be able to take to the field in that game, and we should get a tune out of them and beat them. And if you don't, you need to have a look in the fucking mirror, because if you can't beat Charlton, then what are we doing? I think it'd be safe to say. Casemiro had a bit of a sloppy one tonight, didn't he? Sloppiest one he's had all season. And I'm talking half a dozen passes were a bit sloppy and misplaced. That was about it. David De Gea, though. I mean, I know they only scored the one, but they scored two. Yes, it was offside, but twice, both of those goals. And I think he's in great form as well this season, but they were clangers. They were absolute clangers, the goals. Dave holding on to the post for both of those goals, and I know one of them was disallowed. Him holding on to that, I think, caused both of those goals. Really weird. I don't know why he did that. I don't know why he decided to hold on to the post. If it had been on his toes, he would have cleared the first one very easily, and I think the second one came on the back of getting his hands on the post as well. Just no need for you to do that. And I think it slowed him down, changed his reactions and everything. Weird. But Ten Hag extends this run that we're on, and yeah, it's admittedly been the bottom half of the Prem that we're facing, and Tuesday it'll be a League One side. It's not exactly beating the who's who of the Champions League, but pretty soon You've got top of the league in Arsenal. You've got Manchester City. You've got the Scousers coming very soon as well. Pretty soon you will be playing all of those teams. And that's where the rubber meets the road, really, for what Ten Hag is doing and what this United side is all about. I think it is a joy to watch us at the moment. And even though technically Everton levelled it up twice against us, the first one was very quick, but United quickly regained control of the game and just went about our business in a calm manner. Didn't panic and just kept playing our game, didn't change what we were trying to do, just had the composure and the confidence in how we play to be able to just keep pushing and eventually get it over the line and get a second and a third, which went on to win the game for us. Admittedly, the third was in the 97th minute or whatever it was. But I think there's such a confidence. It feels like the players know their role. It feels like they have the trust in themselves and their teammates. And it feels like this team has got belief and confidence. And belief and confidence can do a lot. I don't think we're in a vintage Premier League era. I think we're in a really weird time that City have been allowed to dominate. And they've been excellent in this period. But it's a poor period. There's some utter guff playing in the Premier League at the moment. And you can see that by just how quickly United have been turned around and how quickly Arsenal have been turned around and how quickly both teams, which common sense dictates, think back to that Arsenal side of Petit and Vieira and Bergkamp and Tony Adams and Lee Dixon. That's... The Arsenal team of today gets fucking crushed by that side. The 1999 side crushes this side of ours. Yet both of these two sides are putting together phenomenal runs. Runs that are almost flawless. Because the level of the league is so poor compared to what it used to be. It's a really weird time. I think the concentration of money has really sort of shifted the dynamics of all of that sort of thing. It was like when United came second and I got fucking clipped up saying might as well be selling. But the point stands and I don't regret saying it. United came second and we were shite. Like I said at the time, we were shit. So how good are this Manchester City team for just winning a shit league? The point stands. There's been a provable slip in terms of the relative competitiveness of a lot of leagues around the world, and a lot of it's down to oil money. TV money's had a big part to play in that as well. And a lot of people want to blame United for those things. United never really stretched our legs until everybody else did. You know, we underspent in the 90s. We were literally outspent by Everton, City, Newcastle, Liverpool, Tottenham, Arsenal. I think Arsenal, might not be Arsenal. But City outspent United and got relegated. It was only in 1998 when United spent a lot of money. We signed Jaap Stam, Jesper Blomqvist and Dwight York. But throughout the 90s, we spent decent-sized money on the likes of Roy Keane and Andy Cole, but it was outweighed with sales. United didn't really blow, certainly not to the levels that Chelsea took it and then Manchester City took it and that Chelsea are doing at the moment, or even ourselves in the last decade. The spending of the money is absolutely bonkers at the minute. But I don't think there'll ever be a cap comes in because some fuckers will always break it. Hey, it is what it is. United are through to the next round of the FA Cup. Friday night games are weird. I don't want to get into the habit of that. They're weird. They absolutely fuck the flow up for the entire weekend, don't they? But nice one. Subscribe. 5 things in the morning. See you in a bit.